I don't know why the apocalypse is such a big part of the entertainment that we consume, especially when we have so many weird things going on in the world, but we've got another apocalypse game to play, but this one's very different. It's called Season, A Letter to the Future, and it focuses on this young woman named Estelle who is grappling with the fact that there is going to be a change of season and that the world is going to come to an end, and she is tasked with the responsibility of going and cataloging and creating a record of all of the lives and the environments and the histories and the desires and the hopes of all of these different characters that she's going to meet as she works her way through the game. Now, this is not a giant AAA Last of Us type of an experience where you're just going to be exploring in every direction for miles and miles and miles. It's a lot more focused, it's a lot more independently crafted and produced, but the scope and the scale and the emotional impact of this game should not be discounted. This is a really, really beautiful, meditative experience that asks you to slow down a little bit because you're not really battling zombies, you're not facing any kind of physical foe. It's just relayed to you that there is going to be this oncoming disaster that's going to wipe out civilization as it is known. But this has become a thing in the games world that people are comfortable with, the characters are comfortable with. They know that they're going to transition to the next season and they're going to have to say goodbye. And the game doesn't pull any punches about that emotional impact. Right from the beginning, there is this really tender sequence where Estelle is talking with her mother and focusing on memories with her father, and she has to kind of collect all of these objects and items and memories and put them all into this pendant that will help protect her. And then she has to go and explore, and she hops on a bicycle, and a big part of what you do in this game, apart from bicycling from location to location, and then you get off the bicycle and walk around on foot, and you look at the trees and the life that exists in the world still as you're exploring everything. Animals are there, and you'll see machinery, some of it will be broken down, and you'll find characters that have fallen asleep in the game, a whole group of them all resting in a parking lot, which is kind of eerie. You can see that the world is starting to slow to a crawl and come to a stop. But there are still people in the world. And what you do as this person creating this record is you walk around with your camera and you take these photographs. And I found it was such a relaxing and beautiful moment to take in this imagery. I like the whole photo mechanic that they have in the game. It's not like a full resolution shot. It's more like you're taking these Polaroids. But the game world is so beautiful. This is made by a company called Scavengers out of Montreal, and they worked with other companies, and one of them is Squeeze Animation, who worked on the What If TV show. And you can see the beauty and the craftsmanship. I mean, this is a gorgeous looking game. It's very stylized. It's almost got like a graphic novel aesthetic that's come to life, hard-edged lines and things like that. The character stuff is also very stylized, but you can see the love and the joy that the team had to put all of these characters together. And so you walk around with your camera, and you also can record sounds and capture these audio moments as well, which is great. And you try to uncover some of the mystery because you're a young person in this world who hasn't seen everything, and you're still trying to figure out what everything means and write it all down before the end of the world, which is such an awesome and beautiful and poignant kind of concept to wrap it all around. You feel alone until you meet up with some of these different characters, and you're sort of captivated by the beauty, and every photo that I took was beautiful. And you put them all into a scrapbook, and you can also record your sounds and your audio clips in the scrapbook. You also stop and you sketch some of the environment, and there's lots of these beautiful panoramic locations where you can just sit on a bench and look around you. It's gorgeous. And the music, it filters in and out, but there's lots of great nature sounds all the way through it. The voice acting felt very natural. It didn't feel very voice actor-y, and I don't know how many people were from the voice acting community that they put into this game, but I liked it. The performances felt raw and natural, and even if they aren't super slick and completely enunciated, I've definitely heard some P's being popped on the microphone, and there were some issues with some of the audio balancing and stuff. I still liked the truthfulness of it, and I was really impressed by the writing of it. It asks you to slow down and kind of take it all in, and even though it's sad and it makes you reflect on some of the sad stuff going on in our world, it is also really lovely. And you can see the passion and the heart and soul from the team members poured into every frame of the game. But make sure you keep your expectations in check. This is not an action game. This is more of an experiential exploration, adventure style game with some mystery and some really, really cool characters to connect with and sequences to have that will stick with you. Season A Letter to the Future is definitely worth checking out. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10.